today it's just as natural talking English as it was talking Swedish when there was only Swedish people at iGoMoon.
It's like good enough, so you gotta be great, and I'ma do whatever it takes. Doing what I love in life, and I'll pay the price, and not stopping even if the shit kills me, even if it kills me.
Hi everyone and welcome to MattGron Talks. This is episode 113, my friends, and my name is Mattias Gronborg, aka MattGron, and I'm the founder of the HubSpot agency iGoMoon. And here I share my scaling up journey, building this company from nothing to something. And of course, with me, my co-host, the one and only Svea-Malina Lanchoff.
Hi, Mattias. I like how you're always hyping me up so much. I feel like a queen. I don't know. It's like, the one and only Svea-Malina Lanchoff. Also, you're the only person on earth who calls me Svea-Malina, just to clarify that. But thank you.
Okay. That's actually what it says here.
Yeah, I know.
It's
my name. It's my name. It's just too long for everyday use, But for occasion like MattGron Talks, we can absolutely do that. Welcome also from Svea-Malina Lanchoff to MattGron Talks. And this is where entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. And also, if you're new here watching, welcome. And we have a framework in place because we actually do 3 episodes per week. Do you want to share the framework with everyone?
Yes. And if you're a newcomer to the show, you are more than welcome. You are the most important person here for us. So, of course, we have a framework, and every Monday we talk about self-development, and I share my journey growing as a human being and a leader. And every Wednesday, which is actually today, we talk about things I'm learning in the entrepreneurial process, scaling up iGoMoon from nothing to something. And every Friday, I share my self-inventory and I talk about things that I could have done different. I also talk about things I learned, and we are celebrating the victories of the week. And Svea, you typically also say that
it is your diary.
Every Friday. Yes.
Yeah, this whole vlog is a whole diary, but I think Friday is the most diary-esque part because you talk from Monday to Friday what has happened, and also once a month you share with us your CEO report on a Friday, because every first Friday of the month you share that with us. But yeah, like you said, today is a Wednesday, so it's gonna be the Wednesday episode coming up, and I actually want to talk about you're transitioning from talking Swedish to English at the office. And in one of last week's episode, you also said that you're currently working on the Swedish contracts that you have to translate them into English, because now you still have sometimes some Swedish ones that you have to translate for everyone. So, and I know you have done this shift not too long ago, and I want to hear, why did you decide to change the office language of iGoMoon from Swedish to English?
I mean, it was never a decision that now we are changing. It was actually like a moment when we started to hire people from abroad, and I mean, it's the same thing as in our relationship. I mean, we are not talking Swedish because or German because we will not understand each other, so it was just like a natural part of the entrepreneurial journey or the company's journey.
Would you say, sorry to interrupt, but would you say that it has more to do with the fact that people were starting to work at iGoMoon who didn't speak Swedish, or was it more that you also had international customers?
I think, since day one, we have had international customers, but I think the question you asked was more from an internal perspective.
Yeah.
And I think that's not the same thing. It's a difference there. So, and of course, today you get colleagues that only speaks the only common way to communicate. When it becomes English, then you start to have your conversations in English. And but the thing is, I think it's very important to say is, from day one, there was actually not like a day we decided let's talk English. From day one, we had the website in English.
Okay, interesting. I didn't know that.
And we had a period when we actually had like a Swedish section on like a Swedish part of the website was Swedish. But we actually, we got rid of that one because it's a lot of work, updating and keeping 2 blogs up and running in many languages. So we decided let's do our best in English. And then of course we have the other vlog, Månresan, which is today like an employer branding conversation that was during the first 100 or something, or almost 200 episodes. The first 200 episodes, they were in Swedish because everyone at the office
everyone spoke Swedish. It was natural language,
spoke Swedish,
right?
and you can see there was like when the day when we started to get people from abroad talking English. That language also, started to switch more and more to English, and I think it's a perfect example. It's more like a progress and a transition.
Yeah.
So, but let's talk about what I have done more like as a decision is actually when I have been defending talking like English. And let's I will give you some background so you understand what I say defending, because we during the period like when we made naturally like the transition, the shift, we also had a time when we internally talked about that there was like a lower engagement, and it was maybe more friction around collaboration internally, because it's of course, it's much easier for me maybe to express my feelings and make my statement much more clear in Swedish. I know that doing this vlog in English, and my native language is Swedish, so it's harder. But I need to practice, and if I want to make it much more simpler, I could just do a Swedish vlog.
Yeah.
But again, it depends on the goal I have for myself and the goal I have for the company. And with that said, we talked about goals in the last episode. And then we had a discussion on a leadership level, okay, maybe we should go back and talk Swedish, because we saw, some drop in engagement. But then I actually defended the idea of why we are doing this. Like, we need to be outside the comfort zone, practicing. Everyone needs to practice. You need to participate. You must be brave to grow even better in English. And our company goals, they are all on an international level. So we must fight the friction and put ourselves out there. So because you asked the question in that way, like when we decided, and I think that my point is there was like a transition. It was never a decision.
Yeah.
But the thing is, during that time, I have defended I have made a decision to defend the idea of this is the way where we are, moving instead of going back.
Yeah, I understand that.
Is my point clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
So in this transition phase, what you're talking about now, what were some challenges? I mean, I can imagine there were a couple of them, but what were some things that really caused most friction?
What I'm talking about is actually making it part of the culture. And I mean, it is. Today, I think it's almost like 50-60% of all the people at iGoMoon, they actually don't talk or understand Swedish. They have another language, which are their native language. I mean, today it's just as natural talking English as it was talking Swedish,
Okay.
when there was only Swedish people at iGoMoon. And I mean, we like a lot of the internal documents, we have always had them in English from start. So
that interests me though, that part, because you also mentioned that you had the website in English from the start, which I didn't know. I obviously know right now it is in English. Why did you decide, like, right from the start to have it in English?
It was more like, for me, I have always wanted to build an international company, and you will not get any international customers if you have your website in Swedish. And of course, there were some, and it still is, people debating that from a search engine perspective. And I mean, I understand that. But at the same time, we are focusing all the resources we have in using English as our communication language, and so probably we are gaining some SEO Joes from that as well.
Losing some Swedish on the one hand, gaining some more international.
Exactly. But I mean, we like our target customers, our ideal customer profile, and they have an international business. They are operating all over the world, and I mean, they search using English terms, and our future colleagues, they are all over the world. So I mean, today it's 100%. It makes 100% sense to just communicate in English, and maybe one day we have more resources. And like a much bigger marketing team, and then there might be a reason for having a multilingual website as well. So
interesting.
Let's see how it progresses.
Yeah, because I absolutely agree. You reach so many more people if you speak English. Obviously, also in this vlog that we are doing, I mean, there's a reason. I mean, I could probably get along with some very basic Swedish, but I don't think anyone wants to hear that. But yeah, now, like, whoever is watching right now is maybe also not Swedish, is not German, from anywhere in the world. I think that's so cool, and it's just the language that connects everyone. And this is I've always, like, since high school, been so interested in English. I went to Canada because I really wanted to learn English well, and I know you too. Like, you also worked very hard to learn very good English, and it's a no-brainer for me. It's so important today to do that. So I completely understand that decision. But now I want to hear an honest answer. So in the everyday life in the office, and I know there are still, like you said, like 50% Swedes or something. You amongst each other, do you speak Swedish to each other, or how do I have to imagine that? The Swedes amongst each other, or do you speak English in the office when the others are around?
I think there's, of course, like a hybrid thing as well. I mean, if I'm in a meeting with a person that speaks Swedish, of course we will communicate in Swedish. But I mean, if you join our conversation and you don't understand Swedish, then we change to English. So there's not like a policy like now you enter
Okay.
the office.
You have to speak English.
You have to speak English. I mean, it's all about having an open heart and include other people, and it has never been a problem, and I think of course, like when we have our after works, or I mean we do everything we can to remind ourselves to we must talk English so we can include everyone else. But I think that's something. It's also, I mean, you need to like reprogram yourself on a DNA level.
Yes.
And so I think because I think today it's very natural for me, because it happens. If I go somewhere to have lunch, I so many times I have been hearing myself like ordering food in English, or but I think
but the nice part again, in Sweden is everyone is super good in English usually, so you can really get away with it.
Yeah, I mean, what I'm trying to say is that we do our best to see other people and include people. It's part of the culture, and but I mean, of course, like if I go somewhere in the world and people talk their native language, that moment you feel a little bit excluded, and especially when people start to laugh and joke, and so
I know exactly what you mean.
I think it's super important to remind ourselves that everyone doesn't speak Swedish here, so but sometimes you say things in Swedish, and maybe the conversation, and probably I'm not talking about the professional discussions. It could be more on the personal, like the personal discussions,
I get
or
that.
conversation. And I think they are even more important to include other people in. So. And
so we're still on the journey.
So we like I think it's also super important to find way to help other people that joins the company to create opportunities for them to talk and learn Swedish.
I think so too. I think it's just also for me, like now it's a little bit off topic, but still related to languages. But I feel like when you are living and working in another country, I think the least you can do is like learn the basic stuff so that you can get along. So I did some Swedish courses before, because I think it's just also an act of like respect when you're moving somewhere else, that you are trying at least. And
exactly. So, I mean, again, we have been talking about that before. I mean, communication is 200% responsibility. You have 100% responsibility, and I have the other 100%.
So I just want to end this episode with something funny that happened today, because David, who was employed by you for several years, said today, when I learned one thing in iGoMoon, it's communication. I was just laughing because he just said that again. It's such an important topic we talk about so much, but he literally said that today. Communication is the thing I learned at iGoMoon. So, and I think kudos to you, Mattias. So you remembered that.
Okay.
All right, but I think that's enough for today, talking about English and Swedish, and let's see how this goes. And I see you on Friday for our CEO report, actually. It's coming up. And thank you for this episode, and thank you guys for watching. And as always, if you like what we're doing, consider to subscribe, leave a comment, ask a question. Please don't be shy, and see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Thanks for watching MattGron Talks.
Bye-bye.
This is when entrepreneurship runs smack into reality. Boom.